Hello, gentle viewers. Let me get my mic a bit closer. This is Ab Guardian, and I'm welcoming you back to Out of the Park Baseball 26 with the Colorado Rockies. In our previous episode, we went through another, I think probably a less exciting, um, what you call it, off season. We didn't really add all that much. What did we add? So looking at our roster from top to bottom here, a lot of these are old friends, right? Like a lot of these are just people we've had for a while. Actually, you know what? Let's do it this way. This is way easier. Look at our hitters first. The problem, so a quick behind the scenes look here. I record these videos usually a couple days before they're posted. So that means that there could be a week or more between videos that I'm recording. So I sometimes forget what happened in the previous video. If I were more organized, I probably would have figured that out. Yeah, so these are literally all old friends. They've all been here either since the very beginning, or we've acquired them ourselves through one way or the other. So hitting staff is all old friends. Pitching, we have two new additions. Oh no, these are from last off season: Pineda and Oscar Vasquez. So yeah, literally nobody was added at all in the off season, which may have made it a boring video, and I apologize for that. Um, I do kind of want Rodolfo Rivera. But I don't want to give up anything good for him, right? I think a 33-year-old reliever is acceptable. I think it's an acceptable offer. You're not even giving up Joshua Gonzalez, are you? Well, I don't think this is a mistake. I think Easton Brayfogle is just not very good. I think he's just not a very good player. I get that he has but he's a 45 out of 45 reliever. Completely get it. I would rather have the younger reliever that's got less mileage on his arm that could still be something quite useful. So I think we just make this trade and we call it a day. Records actually just signed him in the minor league in the offseason, so I possibly should have signed him, but too bad. Alright. Edwin Brito needs time in the high minors. I will say that Eduardo Beltre, you are on the thinnest of ice. Your rookie season was pretty bad. So I hope that this season you do more damage because we need your help. I have no idea where this team is going to finish. Unlike in contrast to the White Sox series, where I've got a lot of high value players, I don't have that many here. I've got some really good players, some of which are even underrated, like Charlie Condon. But I don't have very many superstars. I have stars, but I don't have superstars. There are possibilities here, like Will Levy could be a superstar pitcher. Riddick and Beguin could give us one of the best bullpens in the league, but we need more growth in the offense, and maybe that comes from Alex Verdarte. Maybe that's something that happens. Very possible. Very, very possible. We have pitchers that are going to need to be added to the 40-man soon, and Ryan Moore and Mario Acevedo. Very high probability that they will be added to the roster sooner rather than later. Another possible, really our only offensive superstar at the moment that's anywhere near the majors is Alex Verdarte. He is a borderline acceptable second baseman, but We have Dalis, we have Santiago Leon, we have excellent second baseman already. So we can wait and see what happens. I'm just glad the first overall draft pick is actually going to start the season in the majors. Um, man, there's still value in him. I'm not saying he's a terrible player, but I had much higher expectations for him when we drafted him. And then he just never figured it out. He just never really figured it out. We think he's a good shortstop. I don't disagree. I think he's got enough glove to stick at shortstop, and that's got value. Because Tovar's not going to be here forever. In fact, this is Tovar's last season. Possibly. I have quite a bit of money. There is a universe in which you re-sign Tovar. And he just turned in his best season ever, but he is 29. He is beginning to crest the hill, and that may make it less enticing to give him a new long-term deal. If we kick the tires on an extension, I can't talk to him at all. Why not? Wait, what? Where did the button go? Am I stupid? I can't offer him an extension? Why not? Oh, because I already have offered him one. Yes, that is a thing that is happening. He is considering an offer. Yeah, never mind. Who do we have that is a free agent or is approaching free agency? Something we're going to need to consider. It's really just Tovar. So if Tovar sticks around, then we have a pretty solid team. I genuinely don't know what this team looks like this season. I genuinely don't know who's going to push the envelope and whether we're even going to make the postseason. I think we've got every piece that we need. I think we've got a very solid lineup from top to bottom. I think Colin Ritchie, this is his moment. This is his time to show that Houston was stupid to trade him away and that he is a competent third baseman who can just rake home runs. If he does that, I think this team looks pretty good. Ty Head has just been an excellent professional hitter throughout the minors. Now's his chance to show he can do it in the big leagues. So we'll see what happens here. There's a lot of upside to this team, but there's also a lot of... This is a team I think it's a relatively high floor, but I think its ceiling isn't terribly high. Because the players that have the most to gain, other than Will Levy, are relievers. And while you can certainly build a team that has an outstanding bullpen, I don't know that that alone is enough to make you fantastic. I forgot about re-signing Canarella, but I think that was a smart deal. This is a good deal. His really expensive years are the ones we have team options for, and as much as I complained last season, if this is what he does, we're still getting decent value. I would love him to do this instead. But we'll see what happens. I'm not going to get greedy yet. Plus, the fans are really happy. And that's something we want to consider here as we're playing through the game here. We would love to get fan loyalty up to at least average. I think we've possibly earned that level of trust, but maybe we need to just keep pushing at it. Obviously, a World Series championship would be a huge boon to that, but unlike my White Sox franchise, I'm not predicting a World Series here. I know you're predicting that we may get deep into the postseason, although I hope we do. It would be a nice validation of this strategy. A quick reminder, if we win the World Series, that's probably it. I might play one or two more seasons just to see if we can repeat, but this is a proof of concept. This isn't necessarily the kind of thing that I'm going to be happy to do all the time. Alright, we got Tovar. I feel pretty good about this deal. It's not the perfect deal. It doesn't give us an easy way out. But even like standard Tovar energy, his 3 wins is worth 20 million. It's close. Um, so basically, 3 wars should be worth about 24 million if we go by the 8 million per war. The envelope calculation. I have the room to make this offer, and I still have plenty of room. By the way, we could still make other offers down the line, but I think Tovar is going to age reasonably well. As a very good shortstop that happens to have enough power that he's going to be in good shape. One thing to note here, by the way, his raw power isn't that great. This is Park effects. If we, out of curiosity here, oh, I can't do home versus away splits. I'm gonna just quickly figure that out. So I would like batting stataroos. Yeah, here it is. Okay. I would like to look at career. So Tavar's got 205 home runs. If we look at home, oh, I have to do. Okay, you do home first, and then you can't do career. That's really weird. Okay. At no point ever did I ask for this stupid AI thing on my phone. It only turns on when I don't want it to. Has he literally already gotten 6 home runs this year? Damn, Condon. You're a fucking wild man. Alright, well, clearly I can't do what I want to do, so we're just gonna do this. And be a little bit sad. But anyways, my point is, I get the rough sense he probably hits more home runs at home, because gap power is his calling card, which means he's getting lots of doubles, which is good. Anyways, enough of my jibber jabbering. Ariel Dahi goes out for 2 to 3 months. That's whatever, I guess. Put him on the 60-day IL. I don't even remember him being on the roster. Oh, you know what? I wonder if he was somebody that got taken in the Rule 5 and they just handed him back and then they're like, LOL, he's hurt. Oh, no, interesting. Okay. Condon had a pretty great week. I agree. I seriously agree. Oh, Larry Suero, Brock Silvers, and Johnny Slavinsky. I will never remember any of those names. Wait. Oh, it was high A, they said. He's in high A. Here we go. Slavinsky can be cut. Who else was it? I'm so bad at this, guys. I'm sorry. Larry Suero. Suero doesn't do anything particularly well, but I do think he has some value in double S. I think he actually gets promoted. And Brock Silvers. Brock Silvers is useless. Does anybody want to trade for him? That seems unlikely, but we can ask. Is anybody like, holy shit, Brock Silvers? What an absolute unit? No. That's reasonable. I'm just going to release him. I don't see any point keeping him around. He's an excellent defensive first baseman with borderline offensive capabilities. He's literally a 20th round draft pick. Brock, my friend, thank you for your service, but I'm going to ask you to depart. All right. Yeah, Kasim here probably needs to be moved slightly more aggressively. Let's at least promote him to high A. And then I want to wait until you guys get some pro experience before I promote you. Oh, you actually have quite a bit of it. Danny Roque, I would like you to go up to A ball. I think that's a reasonable take. And Josh Snavely here, you can also go up to A ball. Xavier Morales can go up to A ball. And we can let these guys get some reps in. I'm not going to promote anybody AAA yet. I want to see how injuries get dealt with. Oh, wow. That's a lot of players that aren't ready, that need to either be promoted or gotten rid of. Okay. Um, um, wow. Not expected. I did not expect that the entire fucking league would age out at the same time. I'm sure Luke Brown is one of them. I'll move him up to high A. I'm sure Braden Booth is too. We'll promote him also. Alright. Okay, let me just cut all of these guys. Like, I have no idea whether they need to be cut or not. But I need to just reduce my cognitive load right now. Okay. Ruby, Meza, Juarez, Figueroa, Pena, Ramos. I don't want to get rid of Ramos if I can avoid it. I do like having more catchers. Didn't I just promote you, Luke Brown? I think I did. Well. I remember Ramos, Mesa, Ruby, and Figueroa. And then who are the others? Juarez and Pena. Pena and Juarez. So now, whether I like it or not, I've got to promote people from the Rookie League. Victor Enriquez is overdue to go up. McGill, Nickel, Pickett, Jeffcoat. I could put Crawford in A ball. I could do that. I'm not going to, but I could do it. It is possible. Just because he's already kind of advanced for his age. Is Nick bigger? That's the question the leagues are asking all the time. Jose Alvarez, you can be promoted. Zamora can be promoted. Greg Lewis can be promoted, getting our catcher up there. Brian Holman. Joel Fernandez, or probably Joel, either way. There we go. We did it. Kind of the Great Purge after fashion. Not like a Stalinist purge. They're not dead. They're just, chilling out, hoping somebody else will pick them up. I mean, when Charlie Condon is leading the league in all the Triple Crown stats, that seems like a pretty good start to your season. 500 career wins. Nice. Well, fuck you, Archuleta. No, I'm joking. That was something that had to happen, so... Any crazy stuff here? Riddick is getting better. Levy is getting better. Losing a tiny bit of potential doesn't concern me. I want him to be better now. I don't necessarily want to be better, 2 years from now. We're getting some decent upgrades here. Osford has lost a little bit of potential. That is concerning to me. He is pitching effectively in Double A, so there's that. Roque is getting better. Morales is getting a little bit worse, but in the right ways. Losing velocity isn't the end of the world. It's when you lose velocity and then drop all your stats because of it that cause concern for me. How's the team look? Way too early, but obviously Charlie Condon looks really good. He's pretty good at baseball, it turns out. I don't expect this to continue. I genuinely don't. If he hits 70 home runs, I'm not going to complain at all. This is unlikely to persist, but I hope it does. I mean, anytime you can get a 13-win player, I feel like you have to take it. But I also think he will definitely cool off. I don't think that's a reasonable expectation. All right, hitters look decent. Um, Chivilli is rapidly becoming washed, which is really unfortunate. I kind of hope that Chivilli would end up being like a stabilizing force in the bullpen. He clearly isn't. Oh well. Beltray and Head hitting poorly does annoy me, but it's also super early in the season, so I'm not going to get too worked up about it. Early reports for Will Levy in his first like full major league action are reasonable. The walk rate is what we expected. He's not striking as many people out as I would like, and he's struggling to keep the ball down. This I think will get better with time. If guys are slugging 437 off of him, but they're only hitting 230, I think that's something I'm willing to take. Yes, when they do connect, they'll hit for a lot of damage, but I don't think it's the end of the world if that happens. I think his home run rate will drop as he gets more used to this league, but for right now, I think he's off to a decent start. Pineda concerns me, but he's about where he was last year, so maybe we just let it go for another month. Or we just lose him for 4 months. That could happen too. Alright, who's the next man up? Who's the next guy that I can trust to start? It's probably Gibran Hoffman, which isn't my favorite thing to do, but I need somebody to just take his starts. Everybody moves up. And then Mr. Hoffman here. I'm going to take a quick look at free agency, and we're going to look and see if there's any starting pitchers with minimal major league experience that could use some help here. I will sign you just because I can, because it costs me nothing to do so. Wait, who's Fernando Romero? Why are you here? Who cut you? Wow. I will absolutely give you a contract offer, 100%. But I want overall pitching abilities right now. We could bring back Brody Brecht, who does have major experience, but it's with me. That is a legal move. We could do that. Yeah, alright. We could offer him a minor league deal. Just getting us a little bit of depth in the high minors in case we need it. Delise, you're only missing 2 weeks, so we can just let Leon play those 2 weeks, and you can just rest on the bench. Alright, Salb, Olivares. Let's just scroll down here. I think Bodkin was one of them too. Maybe. I remember Rangel. I remember Umbalino. Who else? Salb, Olivares, and Bodkin. And Salb. Alright. I do notice that though they're actually over the limit here, technically. Let me promote Morales to high A. And we need to figure out somebody here to cut. It's gonna be Uriostigi, because he's not very good. Sorted. Alright, keep going. Alright. Grady Emerson, you've waited for your opportunity. Your opportunity is here. I will call up Jordan Yost to fill in as well as a reserve, but this is your show, Emerson. Make me proud. We will obviously scoot up Drew Romo and probably also Bryant Milam. Here you go. Adiel Amador is still in the minor leagues. We got both of our we got all of our dudes here, which is pretty cool. What if Sam Walker didn't go 5 for 6? Oh, he's on my team. Never mind. I want him to go 5 for 6. Please go 5 for 6 as much as you like. Charlie Condon is still near the league lead in all of the Triple Crown stats, and it just doesn't matter right now. You're out for 3 weeks. This is a good chance to try another reliever. I mean, we could just literally throw in Fernando Romero. We could let him make the major leagues. I think I'm going to use Dossett instead. But I think there's a very realistic path here for more monkey shines. There's Belcher here. Belcher's going to be out for 2 weeks. Okay, fine. Let me place Beltre on the IL. And then we're going to promote Brito. Is Brito doing good? He's doing okay. He's doing good enough that he deserves an opportunity, a Chrysler-tunity, if you will. We could try him out. There we go. I am not playing Yost. I'm not saying he's not capable, but I am saying that this is not his team right now. This is my fucking team. I don't see why I want to play Dubovik so much. I want Brito to get actual reps at the major league level. I think Dubovik is just not as good, so we'll do this. You know what? I'm just going to slide Yost into here and then call it good. I don't feel like messing with the rest of this. Let's get after it. Alright. Let's look at player development. Let's start tracking people here. Begin lost a tiny bit of velocity, but that's alright. Leon is getting better. Head is playing defense better. That's not nothing. Rate is getting better. Anderson Fermin is getting better. Piotrowski is getting better. Roque and Rivera are losing a little bit of potential, but I think that's fine. We've got a potentially very young rotation that's ready to get some real shit done. Rodarte is making genuine strides into being a better player, which I thoroughly appreciate. It's also clear that he's too old, he's too young for the level because he's getting vaporized. Yeah, maybe we send Rodarte back to the minor leagues, back to rookie ball. He only ever had one partial season there, But yeah, he is getting obliterated here. He's actually hitting reasonably well. Maybe we just let him... Nah, he's already to 209 appearances and he's struggling this badly. I don't want to wreck his development, so I'm going to send him back to the minors. I don't think that's unreasonable. Yeah, that's fine. That's acceptable. I could do some AA promotions. I think I maybe want to wait till July for that, but I could do it. And I already looked at all this stuff, so that's fine. Romo has a concussion. He's day to day. I think this is probably okay. I think if we do something kind of cheeky here. Can Milam actually catch? He's actually really good at catching. Alright, so we're going to do one of these. We're going to do one of these. And then who DHs? Let's add Dubovik DH, sure. That's acceptable. Oh my god. Alright. Combine. We've got great accuracy on basically everybody. So this is just about building relationships. I mean, I trust the scouting director. He's done a pretty great job over the years. So we're just gonna casually get some info on people. I need to weaponize my large bank account for the moment, and that means, you know, signing people over slot if that's what it takes. Oh my god, really? Fine. Most of these guys suck anyway. Cut you. Cut you. Cut you. Cut you. Cut you. Wait a minute. If I do this, it's literally everybody but Rich. Yeah, it's everybody who isn't like that. There you go. Alright, this is a good time to check the international complex here. Sort by age. And let's get people promoted to backfill it. If you are 18 and above, you're getting promoted to the DSL League. Here you go. Promote. You do all of this league? Okay. I wish you hadn't done that, but fine. I'm probably going to have to cut you eventually anyway, but I actually would rather just promote you, so we'll do that now. Solis, Nunez, Gonzalez, Herrera, Lugo, Martinez. There you go. Canarella, you piece of crap. I need more than this. Your job is to get on base. I don't know you decided to turn yourself into a fucking power hitter, but that's not what we want from you. We want you to get on base. No wonder we're only 10th at runs scored. Dalis is fine. I might swap Dalis and Canarella. Let's see if that accomplishes anything. Oops. I also cannot help but notice that Richie is basically useless. He's not putting the bat on the ball. I don't approve of that. The problem is, like, as a lineup, this team is struggling. We're very top heavy. Our top three are sensational. And then it just instantly drops off. I mean, Brito is at least acceptable. I'd like to see him get more reps for making decisions, but I was not prepared for the entire lineup to shit the bed. So this definitely creates some concerns. Part of this will be alleviated when Tovar comes back. He is a crucial piece to this team's success. Getting Romo back will also help. That'll help reinforce our offense. But so far, I am not impressed by our offense's performance of late. I can't have Rich Gonzalez anymore, then I guess we're just going to send him to A-ball. Sure, they need people. I think Beltre's got a real good chance to just leave the Rockies. Let me send you to the minor leagues, actually. Oh, I don't want to waive you, because then I'll lose you. Let me have you rehab. Well, I guess I do need somebody to... Wait, who got hurt? It doesn't matter. Tavar's coming back in a day anyway, so... You come back immediately. How has Emerson done? Very poorly. My friend, thank you for your service. We desperately need Tovar back in this lineup to give us another credible hitter. I'm going to swap. I'm actually going to put Tovar cleanup. It's not his best spot, but the thing is that Richie is just struggling that much to hit. So maybe taking a little bit of pressure off of him. Letting him hit behind what's his face will help out a bit, maybe. Get you Romo back, and this is where Yost goes back to the minors. I could set Emerson back there. Emerson has already played okay enough in AAA, though. I feel like this is either Emerson figures it out or he doesn't, and if he doesn't, then he goes to the minor leagues. Did Leon play in AAA? He did play in AAA, and he played acceptably well. But I think I'd actually rather send you back to the minors because you're 22. Alright. Then Mr. Romo gets his job back. I will still keep playing Milam over Dubovik as a DH. Because he's got that pop that we need, but... Actually, Romo, you're going to hit 5th. There we go. Cool. I mean, Romo's not playing an amazing baseball game either, but that's okay. For right now, it's acceptable. We get Isaiah back. Dossett is just... No, actually, Dossett has improved a little bit. Is anybody just utterly hopeless in the bullpen? Probably Chivilli needs to be replaced. All right. Mr. Chivilli, I want to thank you for your service to the Rockies, but I would like you to not be here anymore. Does anybody want Angel Chivilli? Is there anybody who's like, damn, no? If I eat 50% of his salary, does that change anybody's mind? It does. Are you a competent center fielder, Mr. Nunnally? You're not incompetent, but you're not competent either. I think I'll trade... Could I get Nunnally and Estrada, do you think? Do I actually want Estrada? Could I get really greedy and get Nunnally, Estrada, and Espinal? It's possible. It's unlikely, but it's possible. Where are you jerks? Okay, did I miss them? Yeah, there's Espinal. Can I also get Estrada? Yep. Let me start stepping back on the salary I'm taking back. Oh, okay, 50%, you're ready to go. That's fine. That's a reasonable package of players for somebody that just doesn't have a role anymore, and now we can bring Isaiah back and make him a middle reliever. Riddick hasn't been that great. He's not getting hit often, but he's giving up lots and lots of walks. Like a disgusting amount of walks, so until he fixes that, I'm not going to give him more rope to hang himself. I do want a second setup guy, though. And I think it will be Isaiah. You can be the 7th inning guy. Alright. Let's go to July. I wish I had more tools at the deadline. The fact I can only trade for people that have never had Major League experience. Okay, here's a question. Is it time to consider Dihigo over Richie? Richie is getting better. He is getting slightly better. Dihigo, I don't want to lose you, but I also don't particularly want to keep you either. I feel like you're a good enough all-around player that I don't want to lose you for nothing. So, yeah. We'll see. We'll see, friends. But anyways, yeah, so I was saying, I can't really use a trade deadline to fix my team's problems because I can't trade for major leaguers, which is what we need. We need more leadership at the outfield positions. Because our outfields are pretty rough right now. Torres, Levy, Shin are all getting better. Richie is getting a little better. We're seeing some improvements here. I'm on board with that. Nothing too crazy, but good stuff, top to bottom. I'm okay with that. Top 100 prospects, none of them are Rockies now. That's reasonable. Most of my best... I missed this completely. Let's get them all re-signed. That's fine. You can all have extensions. Alright. So Ty Head is a dumpster fire. He is very clearly overmatched. He cannot handle his job at all. We need to replace him now. I'm sure that there is at least one outfielder somewhere that can handle his job. We could bring Beltre back. I don't want to get that right-handed, though. Because right now, of my outfielders, only Canarella is left-handed. For me, as a switch hitter, he's an interesting guy. I'm willing to try this out. I'm willing to try out letting him play in the major leagues. Because Ty Hat is not doing anything. So yeah, we can let Fermin play left field. Or can, Oh, that's right, he was DHing, wasn't he? Cannarella is really fucking good defensively. He is better than Brito, so Brito can switch over and DH, I guess. Go ahead and give me my depth chart, please. I do not want Dolly's not playing. He's too important to the team. Here we go. All right. So that's one solution to the problem. Let me look at Fermin real quick, actually. Okay, he's literally the same against either bat, so that's good to see. All right, so that's one thing that we can solve, potentially. Bretton Doyle, my friend, this is awful. I know my expectations for you aren't that high to begin with. Like, it's just play Gold Glove caliber defense, which you're still technically doing. This is how Fermin takes your job next year. I'm just putting that out there. You cannot hit this poorly and expect to stay on this team. I cannot afford that at all. Even a little bit. For you to play that poorly. This is very likely the end of your tenure with the Colorado Rockies unless you very rapidly turn this around. Very rapidly. Let's go up to the draft. Eduardo Beltre's rehab time is run out in the minor leagues. That's a bummer. I need to give up on Dubovik. I think he's such a cool idea, but he's not hitting and he's not pitching either. He's a replacement level backup outfielder and he's a mediocre pitcher. I think at this point he just needs to go because I cannot figure him out. I do not know what it is that Dubovik is meant to be good at right now. He's doing two jobs poorly, and that's not something I'm interested in. Mr. Dubovik, you're going back to the minors. Beltre, you're coming back. Generate depth charts, please, and thank you. Here we go. The next thing I want to do is I do need to find a offensive player to get rid of to open up a spot for a reliever. I probably shouldn't be carrying three catchers. I get why I'm doing it. I'm doing it because of Milam. Because I want him to be able to DH when I need him to. Bofowski is already not playing, and if we think that Milam can just catch every once in a while, I think Fausti can go back to the minors. We can call up a new reliever. And I think that reliever... It's either Romero... Actually, it could be Gary Cruz. Actually, Gary Cruz makes the most sense. Let's get Gary Cruz up here. Let's do it. Welcome to the majors, Gary. I hope you enjoy your stay. Alright. So now we're back at balance. Mr. Dubovik, I hope you can figure it out in the minors, but I love the value of saving a roster swap, but when you're bad at two things, you're not saving me anything. Hey, look at that. I talked shit about Bretton Doyle only hit 3 home runs. That still makes him pretty terrible, but it makes him less terrible, which, you know, if I were choosing my players being more or less terrible, I'm going to pick less. That's just the kind of guy that I am. I did not remember that the Rockies were that good last year. I guess they were, though. I suppose they were. Alright. Robbie Brewer is phenomenal. If I had a complaint, he's not really that great an infielder. That's okay. He's amazing. Just draft him. I'll look at Looney, I guess, first. Looney is a more legitimate shortstop, but he also doesn't have very much power. This is the kind of player that could be good, but is very, very, very dependent. I think Brewer is just the better choice. I'll be real with you. If Brewer was available to me in the top 5 picks of the draft, I would probably have taken him. So this is a massive thing for us that he fell this far. Very happy with Robbie Brewer. I get that he's not a shortstop necessarily. I think he could play second base fairly effectively. He'd be a really good outfielder. So we've got places to play Mr. Brewer when he's ready for the bigs. All right. Let's look at Mr. Dave Hine, who my guy seems to be pretty happy about. I am too, actually. Fastball, change up, cutter. Meh, knuckle curve, but his other pitches are fantastic. Very good control. Good at keeping the ball down. Nice raw stats here. Stamina's a little bit questionable, but the rest of his picture here is pretty awesome. I think we do it. I think we go ahead and pick up Mr. Hine. We trust our scouting director, and we add him to the club. All right, John Kysor keeps falling. I imagine part of it is his frankly ridiculous slot demand, but I have the money. Is Kysor worth it? He is not. Well, all right. Let's break this down for a second here. His raw athletic skills are pretty formidable. He's got 4 amazing pitches. Good control. Maybe gets hit a little bit more than you'd like, but the rest of this is decent. His velocity is not the best, but I don't think that's necessarily a downside. Stamina's good. This concerns me a little bit, just a little bit. Is Paul McKnight better? Paul McKnight is different. I'm not saying he's better, I'm saying he's different. He's got a rubber arm, which I greatly appreciate. He's got a wonderful fastball changeup combo and a pretty good sinker. And he's not really bad at anything. He's also cheaper. James Curzone is pretty great. Pretty real great. Like, any ball he gets a hold of is going to go a very long distance. He's going to strike out a lot, though. I think I like him the best. Let's get James Curzone. He is risky, but I think it's a risk I'm willing to take. I think there's a future where he's hitting 60 bombs a year and striking out every other time. Kysor is still here. I do like Guinea Street Koi quite a lot, though. But I think I like Kysor more. It's only the money, I think, it's causing him to continue to fall. I'm going to be the guy that pays him the money he thinks he's worth. That's fine with me. Done. All right. I would love for these so-called center fielders to actually play center field, but this is actually really good. This is actually a really good player. His elite gap power and batting eye means he's going to be a great leadoff guy. He's got the speed to make it work. He's not a great outfielder, but that's okay. I think Armbrust is a perfectly acceptable player, and that we can be proud to call him our 5th round pick. All right. Matt Mittman is just a really good hitter. I think we just take him. I think we don't overthink it. We just take him. All right. Now I want to start getting into the statistics a little bit more. Or the ratings, I should say. I would like a very good reliever is still something of tremendous value to me, like Joey Bierbrower. I think for a 6th-round pick, he is more than capable. And he's got all the tools that you're looking for in a great reliever, right? Fastball, curveball, tremendous velocity, works really hard. Yeah, I think we take Mr. Bierbrower here. And call it good. Any starters that have at least like competent levels of control coupled with amazing stuff? Probably not. Probably I'm asking for too much. Tyler Maurer, actually, is exactly the kind of pitcher I'd get excited about. Yeah, we're taking him. Great mix of pitches, good ratings here, phenomenal stamina, an elite velocity out of a lefty. There's everything to love from him. Let's pick him up. I'm gonna look. Oh, Logan Hubbard is this far down. Because you're kind of a junk baller. I'm okay with that. We can add you as a junk baller. Let's get some thump. Okay? Let me thump the ever-living shit out of things. I do want high BABIP. No, you're way too limited. I just want an all-around amazing player who's good at everything. Why is that so hard for you? Oops. Tim Griffin is an interesting dude. Really good power, good gap power, good BABIP. He's going to put the ball into play and hit it a long way when he does. But he's going to strike out like a bitch. What makes him better for me is the fact he can handle third. I think Tim Griffin can be added to our club profitably. Jimmy Jones. Yeah, I'm okay with that. We can take Jimmy Jones. Sure. I'm trying to find guys that aren't that bad at striking out to make sure their power can actually succeed. Sam Bodnar is such a fascinating guy. I'm not taking him now, but I want to shortlist him so I remember to take him later. Because I don't want to take him with the 12th pick. I think it's just better players around, but that is kind of funny. Hmm. Do we have any good defensive potential here? Do we have any, like, excellent shortstops? We really don't. Any good center fielders? Wait, what? Mark Crouch is rated as a terrible third baseman. He's actually a really good outfielder? That's kind of funny. That's kind of real funny. Let's take Eric Meharg here. He's got enough of a bat that he might actually stick. Let's do it. Even like an above average shortstop is pretty hard to find. What about Ed Cooperis here? Ed Cooper has potential at all these different positions. We can pick him up for certain. Tyler Hansen is not great. Gary Pinkham is okay. Ace of Power is fine. These are just guys that are just okay, right? Like, none of these guys are that amazing. I think I'll take Pinkham for the simple fact that he is a really good defender, but he's got a lot of room to grow. He's 18, so that offers some pretty tasty possibilities here. We'll look at pitching again. Stuff potential. All pitchers. Robert Baloran, you're in. Let's go back and talk to our erstwhile scout. He's a good one, and he can give us some advice here. We like Ethan Vickers. I do like Ethan Vickers. I think this is a great call. He's not amazing at anything, but he is really solid across the board. Nice velocity, good stamina, nice mix of pitches. He's a leader, got good work ethic. Welcome aboard, Ethan. We want Adrian the Trout. He's fine. I mean, it's hard to get excited about him, if I'm being honest with you. I don't really see anything that makes me happy. Doherty is interesting. He is 6'2", 180 pounds. It's actually kind of thin. If he puts on a little bit of weight, he could add velocity, and that could make him much more scary. I think he is a good risk for that reason. Let me look at my list here. Oh man, Sam Bodnar got drafted. Lame. I was gonna take the shit out of him. Oh well. You snooze, you lose, guys. You snooze, you lose. Robbie Whitaker. Nope. Derek Thomas, you're in. Shane Stewart. Nah, we take Taylor Altamar instead. That's good. Tim Stoltenberg is still here. With the last pick in the draft, I can take him. I think that's fine. Done. We did it. Another successful draft. I really like Brewer. I really like him. He could be a fantastic player in a few years. I like Hine too. I think Hine is a really good pitcher. Crozone is the kind of guy that I always kind of fall for now, but I think he's going to be worth it. Kaiser was a nice find that just fell as far as he did because he wanted so much money. I think even Armbrust, despite being an average outfielder, it's got a potential to be a top-tier leadoff guy. So, yeah. That was a good draft. I'm happy about it. That was good stuff. Oh, I did want to stop the All-Star game. All right, Dahigo. Are you out of minor league options? You got plenty of minor league options. I'll just put you on the 40-man, and then I'll designate you for assignment. Oh, really? Alright, we're gonna do a little bit of jiggery pokery. There you go. And we're just gonna slide in Yost here. Jordan Yost. Oh no, you're not a first base defensive sub, you are. I feel like I'm really disappointed about how Emerson turned out. I mean, I know I've already talked about it, but still. First overall draft pick, and this is what you end up with. That feels kind of stinky. Kind of real stinky, actually. I think there's a world coming very soon where we consider moving on from Drew Romo. That is obviously something I can't do right now or even right away, but it is something I'm strongly considering. He's just not hitting anymore. And while offense is never the biggest part of his value, it is an important part of his value. Very important part of his value, it turns out. So, how many Rockies we're gonna get? Maybe 4. We're a pretty good team this year. I don't think it's unreasonable to say that we deserve four spots. Min Jun Shin is 1. John Begin is 2. Charlie Condon is 3. I get 3 spots. Really? I don't think it's unreasonable for me to expect 4 all-star spots, but sure. Fine. I mean, I guess it's also fair to ask, like, who would even get the 4th spot? I think Will Levy deserves some consideration. I think Ezekiel Tovar could have been good. But all shortstops are better than him. That's true. That's true. Damn, Paul Skeens is good. Good for him. Also, good on a 32-year-old for making his first ever All-Star appearance. That's pretty exciting. Prospect roster, we have Josh McGill, Dave Crawford, Danny Gonzalez, Alex Verdarte. He is playing better in Rookie League, but I am concerned that he just isn't performing. This makes it a little bit sus. Something we're going to want to think about. It's actually an important consideration here. Most of my starters don't have a terribly high ceiling. They just don't. And I've got a large number of young pitchers that are waiting for that opportunity. Oh, is Acevedo hurt? He is hurt. I don't know what that means specifically to me, but it means something. Alright. Let's advance time. If I'm over the roster limit, they'll yell at me and I'll do something about it. Losing Gordillo really sucks. That's really bad. I am running out of starters to find. I like Jason Atkinson more than I like Javier Estrada, mostly because of Estrada's concerns. Nolan McLean wouldn't be a bad choice either. Like, Estrada might be really good one day, but right now he's not. He's not the first man up. If I sort by overall, we could try Mick Abel. I guess. He's at least deserves a shot, right? Sure. Move up Shin, move up Levy. And that's fine. And we'll... I think it was Shin's turn anyway. Okay. It's Zach Veen. Wow. We probably should get rid of Gibran Hoffman too. Yeah, Hoffman is really playing exceptionally poorly. I think we let Nolan McLean come up to the major leagues. There you go. Nope, he's played in the majors. No thanks. Poor Ryan Feltner. So, a couple things to think about here. The first thing to think about is that we're going to be getting Pineda back by the end of the season. And I think Pineda is an exceptionally important part of our postseason strategy. We'll also get Gordillo by the end of the season, so our rotation will be better. But I still think we have some pretty big issues with it. Pretty big ones. Alright, is there anybody that I want to trade away? Is there anybody at all that would make a difference to our team's success this year? Not so much. Nobody wants Oscar Pujols, I don't think. I can ask. Hey, you, do you want Oscar Pujols into your life? He's just like Albert Pujols, you guys. They're identical in every way except for the first name. Didn't Albert Pujols' name change? At one point, wasn't he called something else? Maybe I'm making that up. It's possible. Alright, we're going to have some decisions to make here in the off season, but for right now, I'm not going to worry about it. Let's start the deadline day. I don't think there's going to be anything I'm going to find that's going to make any difference, but you know, it's possible. I could casually add Roman Anthony, that's funny. Remember, if you've ever played in the major leagues, I can't acquire you. Yeah. No, I figured that would happen. Okay, I'm just gonna end the deadline day because there's nothing I can do with it. Anderson Fermin. Okay, stuff is happening, which is good. It's getting a little bit better, I guess. It's nice. Alright, Ruben Santa Cruz, I think you've earned a promotion to Double A. Where even are you? You're right there. Yeah, let's promote you to Double A. And let's say goodbye to 27-year-old Ben Barrett. That solves that. Let me get rid of Luke Brown. There we go. Sorted. You guys, James rate's pretty bad. Like, he's getting pulverized in AAA. I don't think you're making the majors, my dude. Alfonsine Rosario has been a bit of a bust. That's what I'm off the 40, man. Let's advance to roster expansion time. Rosario, go to AA. That's fine. That's acceptable. We get Pineda back. I'm going to let him rehab until rosters expand. I think giving him some low stakes appearances in the minor leagues is going to help us out quite a bit. While Condit is no longer threatening all three of the Triple Crown stats, which is a bummer, but he's at least threatening two of them. Which is honestly still pretty good. Cool, cool, cool. Alright. Okay, game. Let's bring Pineda back, obviously. That's step one of my Grandmaster plan. We also think Nolan McLean can hit. Can he? I guess he can. I guess he can't not hit. But Pineda is so back. Get in there, mate. So my postseason rotation is probably Shannon Levy and Pineda. That's what I think makes the most sense to me. Maybe Gordillo's in there somewhere. I don't know. Isaiah Swain has so much raw potential. How is the current team doing? Richie is fine. He's not perfect, but he is fine. He's at least hitting for power, which is an important part of his job. I'd love for him to actually be more competent all around, but this is okay. This is acceptable. Canarella really hasn't gotten back to where he needs to get, which is kind of disappointing to me. Like, thankfully, it's a lot of value out in the field and on the bases, but this is disappointing to me that he's not able to hit the way he used to. 247 is a pretty big drop in batting average. It makes him a lot less valuable to me. Fermin's doing okay. We'd like to see some competent play here. Brito's doing all right. I mean, Doyle is approaching acceptable, but he's still not great. Like, the genuine future is probably Canarella going over to center and then somebody else playing in left. Or right or wherever. I'm not overall enthusiastic about my outfielders. Isaiah Swain can't play the outfield, can he? He can play it poorly. This is something I need to consider. Or maybe Richie can play the outfield. Nah, he'd be terrible at it. Okay. Interesting. Big if true. Even Dolly's isn't that amazing. He's fine, I guess. He's acceptable. It's okay. I can probably swap Romo and Richie again. That's okay. Alright, we're gonna... I know I'm leaving a roster spot open. That's Gordillo's spot. That's why I'm not filling it with like a hitter or whatever. Here we go. Gordillo's actually having a good year pitching, so We're going to switch to a six-man rotation, and we're going to let Gordillo get the occasional start, too. Just to get his arm nice and loose. I think lengthening my rotation at this point in the season is perfectly fine. I mean, we could just go on a losing streak, which would be kind of shitty. Don't do that. Guys, please stop. Bobby Rivera, that sucks for him really hard. It's Nolan Schubart. Dave, remember when I had him and I just never did anything with him? Doesn't that make me feel silly? No, well. I do not like how we are crashing this late into the season. I'd like you to stop doing that, please. Ethan Frey, Kenan Ellerton. We did clinch the NL West, which is nice, but the thing is, like, we're not getting a bye, so that's kind of stinky. Did I somehow get a bye? No, that can't be true. Is it? Yeah, I definitely don't deserve a bye. What the fuck? May set the autoplay up to post playoffs begin and then it'll populate. There it goes. I was about to say, dude. Alright. I genuinely was actually going to ask myself this very same question, and I think it's actually the right call. Manuel Pineda, at this stage in his career, is not good enough to make a postseason roster. So when we go to four-man rotation, it'll be Ozuna will get his spot back, but for now he's going to be a long reliever. We're going to go to three-man rotation. All right, so that's sorted. Is the lineup any different? I don't think so. I think everyone got capped. Yeah, so we're good there. All right. Shin got lit up. That doesn't make me happy. We got a nice little bounce back. It's up to the youngster. Come on, Levy. Lock it down. Damn it. We weren't even... I guess we were competitive. I guess that's okay. Like, Levy just got eviscerated. Like, it wasn't even close, man. Damn, son. What an ignominious end to what had been... I mean, here's the thing. We lost a ton of momentum. We lost a lot of momentum in September. Like, remember, we were like 8 games out. And then we're just like... The offense wasn't good enough. Wait, Noah... Oh, right. Noah Schultz is the White Sox player. I got confused. I was like, he's still pitching? Like, no, this is the Rocky series. Never mind. Yeah, I don't know how to solve the issues we currently have. I need to think about it. Like, I think Brent Doyle has to go. As much as he has tried to rebuild his value, as much as he's been a useful piece to this Rockies experience, he was fucking the worst this year. I don't want a nice score. I want a dominating score. I want people to be like, holy shit, that guy's amazing. That's what I'm looking for. Alright. Charlie Condon was amazing. He didn't hit 60 home runs, sadly, but he was still one of the best players in the National League. No complaints whatsoever. Great job. I thought Tovar might be a little bit cooked, and instead he comes back and delivers basically the same season as last year. He just missed a couple more weeks. Great job by him. Then notice how quickly it just drops off almost instantly. That's really disappointing to me. We needed more secondary offense, and we never quite managed it. All these guys are useful players, don't get me wrong, but they weren't what we needed. We needed somebody else to take the pressure off of Condon and Tovar. Dolly's massively improved at base running, I guess. That's something. He's meant to be a good second baseman. I mean, check. And a decent hitter. And he is that too. He's not a leadoff guy. Canarella should be the leadoff guy, but this fucker won't get on base enough to justify it. I know these two seasons look quite similar. I'd rather him hit for less power and hit for more on base. Like, I want him on basing at 370, 380. He needs to be a leadoff guy to get his maximum value. Right now, he's not that. This is all basically pure defense at this point that's carrying him over the threshold, plus the catcher position adjustment. This is actually his worst year offensively. I'd like to see him get a little bit better, maybe, but... Man, Bryant Mealam is such a weird player because he just cranks bombs. But he's actually not that amazing, but he's good enough. I like Mealam just fine. I gotta see more out of Richie. Like, I'm looking at his ratings, I'm looking at his capabilities, and he is not even remotely close to delivering on them. I don't think 35 home runs a year is unreasonable for him. He's not a great third baseman, he's fine. But with Isaiah Swain existing, you've got a very short window to prove that you can handle the major leagues. Fermin and Brito did okay in limited playing time. I mean, Eduardo Beltre needs to go. I need an outfielder that I can be excited about. That is... Oh, we're getting expansion again. Fine. Sure. We can worry about that. I don't think there's a single armadillo in Memphis, Tennessee. I mean, other than zoos, I guess. That's true. But yeah, we didn't get the secondary scoring this year. We need to get better. And it's got to come from Canarella. Canarella is being paid to be an elite leadoff guy, and right now he's just not getting on base. That needs to change, and it needs to change very quickly for us to be a good team. He's moving to center field also. That may be a bit of a transition for him, but I think he can handle it pretty well. Because Doyle is not coming back. I've made my decision. If you are sub-replacement level and you're already over 30, I think you're just done. So let's do the easy stuff first. Doyle, thank you for your service with the Colorado Rockies. Your services are no longer required. My assistant general manager retired. Okay, fine. Alright. We are going to change the postseason. We'll do that next episode because I want to talk about the pitchers first. We're going to change the postseason because there's now, what, like 34 teams? That seems correct. Regular standings, please. Alright, so we have 5 in the East, 5 in the East, 6 in the Central, 6 in the Central, 5 in the West, 5 in the West. 6 and 6 is 12. 12 and 20 is 32. That doesn't seem right. Oh, this is the first time we've actually expanded in this league. Got it. I do not ever see Tennessee even getting... I think Tennessee getting one pro baseball team is kind of unlikely. Two is never going to happen. I'm sorry. Tennessee cannot support two Major League Baseball teams, in my opinion. If you're from Tennessee and there's just like this hidden depth of fandom that I'm just not grasping, then by all means correct me, but I don't think it's very likely that we'd ever see two pro baseball teams in Nashville. Okay, Will Levy has actually arrived. This is really, really good. I know his ERA looks a bit gross, but he is a really good pitcher. This is awesome. Equally awesome is John Beguin. Just a tremendous closer, got a lot done. Great job. Min Jun Shin, excellent. Best year of his career. He's extremely rubber armed. Love that for us. Sandy Ozuna. So I kind of always think of Sandy as a disappointment because he was quite highly prized when I acquired him. But I think I'm being unrealistic. I think we just accept the fact that he is a reliable arm that delivers us 170 innings or so and does so with skill. And I think that's perfectly valuable. Gordillo had a nice season, not a great season, but a nice one, mostly because he was injured. Isaiah, Pineda. The pitching staff did everything they could, other than Eric Riddick, to win games for us. It was the lineup that let us down. It was absolutely the offense that let us down. It's something we're going to want to fix in the offseason. I need... Where did Isaiah Swain go? Did he just vanish? Was he eaten by wolves? Maybe. Well, he might have gone to the Arizona Fall League. It's possible. Where are you, my friend? Where are you, Swainy McGee? It says you're in the PC. Yeah, you're in the Arizona Fall League. That's fine. Yeah. This lineup needs to perform better. We might very strongly consider if Drew Romo's losing his defense. Oh, he's not. He's still defending at a high level. Okay. We might swap their roles. We might let Milam start more consistently and then send Romo to do a little bit more backup. Little bit more backup work. Possibly. We've still got some good players in the minor leagues. We still got to find spots for some of them. Emerson, my guy. This ain't gonna cut it. When you're a utility guy, you've got to offer me something offensively, and you offered me nothing. This is probably the end of your... Okay. Santiago Leon is making the roster next year as the utility guy. He's just better than you are. There's no shame in that, but he is just better than you are. Yeah. We've got good players in the minors, but we just don't have very many great ones. Although that could change, obviously. That could very much change. Alright, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please remember to like the video. Subscribe if you aren't already. Hit the little bell so you can catch up on all the baseball action. And until next time, this has been Guardian. Thank you for watching. And I bid you good day.